AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
What in the world, James? I did not expect to be walking in on a Sunday night all chipper about life. We'll save Saturday for Monday, for tomorrow night.
Hey.
But I did not expect to be excited about a victory. We said last week I expected to be excited about the offense, but not about the victory. We're not going to be the radio guys who say, hey, we told you so. No, we didn't. We didn't expect this, not in any way, shape, or form. And after that first drive, I thought, can we run the clock?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was expecting to be Fraser Crane again.
Yes.
And, I didn't really expect any of this stuff, but I'm happy about something. So, great.
What are you happy about?
I'm just saying I'm happy, like the win. Like
I thought you meant like something specific about the win.
I mean, it was the most complete. I can't really remember the roller coaster ride of what 2017 is, because when you have a good moment, you just kind of like it, right?
Mm-hmm,
It's kind of almost like my playing career. I don't really remember all the fine detail. I just remember the good stuff at this point, But this was the first time I know in a long time that I've watched the Jaguar game, and it just looked like they were competent.
They looked like they belonged, exactly.
Like it was just like I felt like I missed it. Like, I'm gonna go. I talked to one of my former teammates, former Texan. And San Diego, well, now Los Angeles Charger, Travis Johnson, and we were talking about the Texans game, and I was like, what does he feel about them playing KC? He was like, with the COVID and the quarantine, like he's like, week one, you really don't know what's up. And I'm trying not to just say it was a week one thing, because everybody has the same situation, but maybe it was the equalizer. It was week one. No, you ain't got to worry about being clowned about fans. Right now, we're top 2 in attendance right now. So a lot of the things that you would get beat up about being a Jaguar fan or being the Jacksonville Jaguars, you don't really have to worry about. And Gardner showed that he's got a little bit more spunk and a little bit more fight than just to lay down and allow us to get and allow us to tank for Trevor.
Yeah, I actually want to spend a segment on Gardner, and I haven't listened to the post-game stuff at all, other than when I was coming in. The Colts were very specific in something they did defensively that I want to talk about when we talk about Gardner next segment. But I want to start the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC, and hopefully all of you have been ABC and chilling the entire weekend, because football is back, and I forgot how great it is to sit on your couch and to get invested in games, whether it's through a school or fantasy football or your team, the Jags, the Saints. For me, like it's just things feel somewhat normal again, sitting on a couch watching football. So you should have been ABC and chilling all weekend long. If you haven't started, you might as well start now. You got 2 hours with us. You can get a lot done in 2 hours. But the main thing is, the last 2 years we've come in here, or last year it was Facebook Live.
Right.
And it was one of those things where I felt, James, that you watch a Jag game and it was played at one speed. And then you watch that 425 game and it looked like a different league.
Right.
It looked like, well, these guys are playing a different kind of football than what we're playing here in Jacksonville. There was a very good 425 game, a couple of them right after. Arizona, San Francisco, New Orleans, Tampa Bay. They didn't look that way to me. The Jags look fast for the first time in a long time. They look organized for the first time in maybe forever. It almost hit me that what this looked like? It looked like what we thought a Coughlin team would look like. Fair. And he's not there. It was discipline. You had the hands to the face. You had a couple things like that, but no egregious penalties.
Right.
No unsportsmanlike penalties, right? I mean, hell, we even saw Miles throw his hands up. Go back a year.
Miles draw a personal
That's
foul,
what I'm saying.
which
Go
was
back
amazing.
a year. That man, they threw every flag in the stadium at him.
Right.
First game last year. I think that, I don't know where this season's going to go, and we got 2 hours to project it. But I think that as a Jag fan and someone who covers the team, that watching another team and the Jags look like they belong in the NFL right now in every aspect of the game, that's probably the most positive thing said about Jacksonville football in 2.5 years.
You just said we look like we belong.
Mhm.
And that's that's really where we were at, is to have some semblance of not being the bad news bears, not being the lovable losers, not being the guys who are known more for the city or the county's rallying cry than they are for playing games. And it's, if they can maintain this, and again, I got to take a game by game situation. And right now they're 1-0. They're tied for the top of their division, possibly. I didn't look at everybody. I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, Tennessee's still got to play.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the Tennessee's playing the Steelers.
Yes. They play Denver tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night. So okay. Okay. Yeah. So right now we're in sole possession of first place in the division, and you gotta take your victories when you can get them. But if they're able to pull this out over the next four games, go 2-2, you've got the lovable no names. Like, you got guys like what was the white boy's name that got the interception? I'm already a fan
Andrew
of his.
Wingard?
Yeah, Wingard. I'm like, okay.
You see him jump that?
Yeah. I was just like
no fear.
Like,
if he was going to be wrong, it was going to be devastating.
Right. It was going to be, yeah. It was like, but he made it, and that was good. You got Robinson just jumping over cats. And when you go back, now, I mean, I'm in what I have done purposely, and I started to go do it, but I just wanted my eyes to tell me what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, I'm not, maybe tomorrow, for tomorrow's show, Denny, we got to maybe get into the thick of things.
Mm-hmm.
Was the running game really that much better? I don't know. I don't care, though. Mm-hmm. Because I saw him hurdle somebody.
Right.
And I saw him hit the hole.
Vision too.
Yeah, I saw him hit the hole. I saw him take what people got. And I saw Gardner go 19 for 20.
Yeah. With a drop.
Right.
We were talking earlier, I thought it was a throwaway.
It was a drop. And we saw.
You saw LaVisca?
I saw a Florida Gator in a Jaguar uniform.
How do we not start off with
perform? That? And like, people were just like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? This isn't no troll. I just didn't know. And I've been saying I don't mind CJ. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want him at 9. But man, if you're going to come out and perform like that your first game, dude, you were getting after it with the receiver that is really reputable and known.
And I feel like CJ Henderson's almost been forgotten about during the preseason because we've got so many rookies.
Right.
And there's been all this talk about all these different rookies that we've almost forgotten about the first overall pick, or first pick for us. He made it known he's here today. And it wasn't even the interception. It wasn't the deflection. It was the tackling. Because that's what we were told that he wouldn't do.
And he did.
He had
a
one
solid
massive tackle.
Yep.
Like, very important tackle. He was in on several others. All in all, there's not a lot to be negative about today. Now, I'm going to watch the All-22.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. And maybe at that point, like you said, you see a couple of things. But on the surface right now, how can you not love what you saw, especially from all the different rookies?
It looked like a normal flow of the game. There was some really bad offensive line play but that happens in most NFL games. Yeah, 75 got like a couple of the sacks were really bad.
Yeah, he got off balance one time.
Yeah, and I'm not, but hold on. I mean, I'm not saying it was consistent. It was like, and on those plays, Gardner took the sack, or sometimes he uses athleticism, but he tried to stay in the pocket, which is something that I have to applaud him on, because he wasn't able to do that. He made better reads. Obviously, if you go 19 for 20, you're doing something
19
good.
completions to 10 different receivers.
Right. You got Chenault, that, like you said, that's exposed. It's some things now. Should I list my actual concerns, or do we want to wait?
Later. Let's get to that. Yeah, let's get to that.
Because it's something that will show up eventually. But I'm happy, but I noticed this very early about some guys in particular. But
You notice the faults very early?
Yes, I noticed. I noticed something that's.
Okay.
Let me say that, and I did not see them recover from it.
Okay.
But everybody else performed so well. Who cares? But I think this will come to hurt us later on in the season.
Big news as well. Fullback caught a ball.
Oh yeah, if you want, but you know what? I always say now, if you want to win, gotta get the ball to the damn fullback, even if he's the felon and fullback.
If you go back and you watch that play, it was probably one of the best plays Gardner made all day. It was a 2-yard gain, but go back and watch it.
Okay,
the way he threw that ball, it was. I'm surprised nobody's picked up on it. His body was on one side of the defender, the ball was on the other, rushing him, and it was impressive. Gardner did a lot of good things. We've got so much to get into from the Jaguars' 27-20 victory over the Colts. You're 1-0, Jacksonville, 1-0, and nobody thought we would be saying that. We don't need you to call in and say, well, I did. No, okay, whatever. You're not on the radio. We can't prove if you're right or not, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't think that was going to happen. We're man enough to admit that. I thought we'd be coming in here after a 33-17 exhausting performance where they ran the ball down our throat. That did not happen. We're going to get into the details of the game. When we come back, I want to get into what the Colts did defensively and what Jacksonville did to counter it, and why, as a Jags fan, you should be excited about what Jay Gruden did today. We'll do that coming up next.
Let's have lunch with Leon.
Butt cheeks are tight.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Tight butt cheeks, never a good thing.
Brought to you by Wingstop. Weekdays from noon till 1:30 on 1010XL.
All offers are with approved credit and not a conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days.
We're in a battle to sell more Jeeps than any other dealer in the Southeast.
We want to be #1.
So when we battle, you win at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. For a very limited time, drive a brand new Jeep Cherokee and save up to $7,000. Or drive a new Compass and get up to $8,000 off MSRP. Every new Dodge Journey or Grand Caravan, and we got a lot, is priced to save you up to $5,000 off. Our lenders are standing by and can't wait to make you a new car loan.
Bring us your trade
and get more for it. See our inventory at #1CJD.com. New Ram trucks are sale price to save you up to $11,000 off MSRP.
Get 0%.
Make no payments for 90 days. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Honest and friendly service you can count on. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard.
Across from the Regency Square Mall.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com. That's where you need to go. Maybe you were jumping up and down today and you felt a tweak. Maybe. I mean, Jags haven't won like that in a while. It's understandable. Go get it checked out. Go to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Get to se-ortho.com. They've got locations all over town. I've gone there for my knee. If you've got a bad knee, go get it checked out. All I had to do was physical therapy. I didn't have to do surgery, and I feel a ton better. Get to se-ortho.com. That's Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Criminalia is an exciting new podcast that explores the intersection of history and true crime. Criminal activities linger in the margins of history, and Lady Poisoners offer up some of the most compelling tales. But were they perpetrators or sympathetic characters? We're going to find out.
The nickname Black Widow would eventually be bestowed upon Tilly, but not just yet.
Listen to Criminalia wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Chuck Farah. Being injured on the job can prevent you from returning to your long-standing career. Don't allow this to happen. There are benefits under Florida's workers' compensation law that may allow you to be retrained. You may also be entitled to your lost wages while you're attending school. Go to fairandfairer.com or call us at 396-5555. Fair and Farah, protecting you and your family since 1979. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant. transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Hey guys, Beef here. Come on out and get some Chick-fil-A breakfast and meet the one and only Dan Hicken and Jeff and me at Lifetime Enclosures this Friday morning. All morning long, the drill will be broadcasting live from Lifetime Enclosures on Phillips Highway. We'll have lots of goodies to give away. One lucky winner could score a 1010XL golf prize pack with a foursome to Hidden Hills Golf Club. Tons of cool stuff to give away. Lifetime will have great deals on outdoor living spaces and flooring. Just come on out this Friday morning from 6 to 10 at Lifetime Enclosures.
The best jewelry buying opportunity ever is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Pick any item, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. Imagine that $4,000 eternity band for only $67 a month, or that $8,000 three-stone ring just $135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase, even the tax. Don't miss this limited time opportunity for the lowest payments ever on fine jewelry. On approved credit, details at diamondsdirect.com.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. It is 2020, and we've had any number of murders and shootings. We're well on the way to being the murder capital of Florida per capita population again. How can we stop it? Glad you asked. When the men stop murmuring and complaining, get up off the couch watching sports, drinking and belching, and say enough is enough, I can't take anymore, I'm going to join forces with Mad Dads, and we take our city back from murder and violence. Murder and violence has no color. It has no demographic location. It is all over the city. We've got to galvanize together and take our city back. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Mad Dad's the force behind the change. For more information about Mad Dads, go to Mad Dads Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or maddadsjacksonville.com.
When you have frequent heartburn, antacid relief only lasts for a few hours. Prilosec Otc stops heartburn before it begins and lasts a full 24 hours. Its unique delayed release formula blocks heartburn at the source. With just one pill a day, you get 24-hour heartburn protection. Make the switch today. Prilosec Otc. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec Otc. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
What you need to do is go order a couple Victory cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Get to thehumidor.com. How many would be appropriate?
I mean, you got to get two or three, easy.
Yeah. Let's call it 3.
Yeah.
They got 3 games in like the next, in the first 17 days of the season, or no, was it 19 days of the season? Because we play
this Sunday and then we play
Thursday.
Hey, you want to do it since we're not going to be on air? You want to do a tailgate?
Where?
I had a partner who got a lot.
I don't think
they have a lot. They can't do a personal lot. Like they can't stop a person's personal.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm really
we can restrict it.
Thing.
I'm saying we can restrict it and just have about like 10, 15 people.
Okay.
Some ribs.
We'll see. I'm not going to commit to it on air yet.
Okay.
But not a bad idea. But you might as well get 3 cigars. Go ahead and pre-order. The Victory one for today, the Victory one for next Sunday, and the Victory one for the following Thursday. Go to thehumidor.com. Get your 3 cigars. Put them in the cart. Type in sportsden, all lowercase, all one word, and you'll get 20% off. Thehumidor.com. Make sure you get over there. You mind if I bore y'all for a second with what I saw defensively and what I thought was pretty cool?
Sure.
I think we saw something from the Colts today that you may see more as Jag fans. And the one thing that I've heard, the one gripe that I've heard was Gardner was 19 to 20, but he only threw for 173 yards. That's exactly what he needed to do. Because there's now speed at receiver, really all over the field. Did you notice that Laviska went out with first snap?
Mm-hmm.
Like first snap, you've got Laviska Shenault, you've got DJ Chark, and maybe Keelan? I don't remember who the third one was. Those three guys are all fast guys.
Right.
For the first time in a long time, there is extreme speed at receiver. And I get aggravated when I hear people call these defenses bend but don't break, when in reality what they are is don't get beat deep. That's really the focus. It's not like they're saying, hey, we're going to bend all the way down the field.
Yeah, it's just basically it's keep everything in front of you.
Right. And that's what the Jags saw most of the day-to-day. They haven't seen that in past years because they, either didn't have the quarterback in Blake to get it down there, or they didn't have the speed to really threaten anybody. And so people were like, okay, well, there's Fournette. We're going to put a bunch of people in the box, personnel groupings. We're going to make them throw the ball to beat us. You didn't see that today. And the reason that people play that defense is they count on you getting greedy and at some point taking that shot. Jay Gruden was great with the play calls today.
Mm-hmm.
The mixture of run pass. Now, he didn't run a lot of plays. There were only 43 offensive plays.
That's crazy. It felt like it was a little bit more.
Right. But they did a great job running the clock down. They did a great job with the run pass ratio. I mentioned earlier 10 different receivers had catches, which is crazy on 19 receptions. Ball came out of Gardner's hands quickly when it needed to. He stayed in the pocket. All of that is a big difference from last year. And when people watch the Jags play, and I don't know what their record's going to be. I don't know if they're going to be any good long-term. I have no idea. But here's what I do know based off today's game. They're going to know that they know what they're doing offensively. They've got speed on the outside, and they've got a quarterback with the patience that if you let them, will take the nickel all day long. And eventually you take enough body shots, you're going to stumble.
Right.
And that's what happened with the Colts today. If you don't take sacks, if you don't get penalties that get you out of the right down and distance, you can win a lot of games playing the way the Jags played today. Gardner Minshew, being a second-year player, barely showed an incredible amount of maturity in going 19 for 20 and taking what they'd give him.
Very true. Like, that's really when we truly think about 2017. Now, the one thing the only comment, we had a better running game, but it's really not turning the ball over and taking what they give you and then playing good defense. But the thing that we were able to do is we were able to respond, and the defense made a stop when it was necessary. There was somebody on the Facebook Live, my man Amp, resident Gator, Florida Gator, FSU hater and Jaguar hater, but he said Indy beat themselves, basically paraphrasing it. And yeah, but you know what good defenses do? They make teams beat themselves. They had to go out and make those plays. Now, my concern was this defensively, what I saw, especially early on, and there was nothing that really changed my mind because Indy was running the ball and was until Marlon Mack went down. Is how we bashed Yannick about his run. Now, this isn't about him. I'm just saying we bashed, but Josh Allen was very noticeably getting sealed all night and getting worked when it came to that. And also the pass rush from the edge did leave something for me to be desired from me. Now, we did bring some pressure with blitzes. We saw Miles Jack be able to get in there and do that. But I do know this: if you're playing the entire year and you're having to dial up exotic blitzes to create pressure, blitzing a lot means you're hiding something, and good offensive coordinators will find out what you're hiding, and then they're going to expose you. So that's the only. And the longer the season goes on, the more film you have. So those are the things that I just, if I got to nitpick, that was
fair.
something that I did see. But I did see us do better, way better than what I thought we would do week one when you lose the likes of Calais Camp, a lot of the guys that we lost.
Well, I think the rushing numbers, Marlon Mack got hurt, but also I thought Indy abandoned the run way too early. If you look at the end of the stats, if you look at the in-game stats, they threw the ball 46 times. They ran the ball 22 times. Everybody said coming in, the way you're going to beat the Jags is to run right at them. They didn't do that. But with that being said, and you're right, I kind of noticed the same thing. I thought later in the game, Josh Allen started to get more of a push, started to get closer, and actually got a couple like semi-pressures. But you're right, there wasn't that holy cow, look what he did to that tackle moment that we saw so many times last year.
Yeah.
And Chaseon's going to have to give us more.
Right. He had the interception that ended up getting called back. But again, like when you make these moves, you're making these moves with the I'm going to speak like this is a competent front office because they've given me a week for me to speak nice about them. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
So when you make these moves, you expect the guys that you brought in to replace them. That's why you're making these moves. But they definitely didn't give you anything to state that they're the future right now in this game. But it could get better. It could get better. But just right now, that D line it leaves something. But
can I give a shout out to the D line for one?
Sure.
Because it's not going to show up on a box score because I'm not sure that he even registered a tackle. I'm looking for it now. I paid attention to Taven Bryan today. He did not register a single tackle. But when you go back and you watch the film, he kept guys off of linebackers all day. And I'm not sure that that's not the move for him. Like, that may be the move, right? Mm-hmm. Big, strong guy. He rarely came off the field. They got to do something about that rotation. It didn't feel like they were rotating a lot on the D-line. I could be wrong when I go back and watch it. But when I watched Taven, there was like 2 times he got blown off the ball by the guard in the center. But I probably watched him 20 plays, James, and he maybe a handful of times got a yard or 2 penetration. But the rest of the time, what we said, occupy 2 people, stand your ground, you're a strong guy, and don't let them move you. Don't let one come off of you and get to a linebacker. That's team defense, right? And they got that from Taven. Now, again, not going to show up on the stat line. In fact, there's going to be people that trash Taven all week long. But if you watch the game, the dude fired off, which is a start because he hadn't been doing that in past years. And he took what he had to take to free up Schobert and to free up Miles Jack and to keep a one-on-one matchup at times to his right and to his left. That's really all you need. And I think the frustration for us defensively has long been one person out of place, usually Miles.
Right.
Or Jalen missing a coverage call or something like that. You need guys like that. You need guys like Taven that go, I will be your human crash test dummy so that Joe Schobert and Miles can make some plays. Right.
And it's cool to have that. It's just, you typically don't want to draft that in the first round.
Correct.
But somebody's got to do it. And it could be, I'm going to always be critical of Taven, but it is what it is. It may be the Luke Jokel effect, where we talked about, which I still think they got rid of him too quick. Not saying that he could have been a functional member of the line if you would have just re-signed him. He obviously knew that he wasn't top pick money anymore, but he knew he was good enough to be on the NFL roster, seeing that Seattle picked him up. So, like, maybe he can't help where he was drafted, but he's got to find a role, and if he could fulfill that role, then maybe he could be maybe more like he could be Tyson Alualu.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Dude, Vince Wilfork had a long career doing this.
Right. Well, yeah. Now
and he made other plays.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean,
at the end of his career,
you can always shift to something that you weren't necessarily brought into the league for. I also believe Miles Jack's play was a lot better because we do have a better version of Paz in Schobert.
I don't know about a better version.
I believe he
better in coverage.
That's what I'm saying. What he does in coverage is fine. Well, we don't need a slobber knocker middle linebacker. The game ain't played like that no more. But we do need a guy who has command presence and can line guys up the right way and isn't a liability in coverage. Now, there was one play that I did notice, and then Schobert ended up showing out the next play where he ran up. I guess it was a pass to the running back from Indy. He goes up to make the tackle, takes maybe he takes a good angle. The guy beat it, but he pretty much it left much to be desired. But it's a marked improvement of the linebacker core than what we've seen in the last couple years. And again, that secondary to be so young. Now the guy who wasn't young is the one who was having a long day.
Hayden.
Was it Hayden or Herndon?
Because
I saw Herndon was having a rough day as well.
Maybe it was both. I don't know. Yeah, there was.
Neither one of them was playing like CJ.
On great. Yeah, CJ is obviously your number one guy. Let me take a call, and then I'm going to get to the text line. After the call, can you do me a favor and get that game on? The Sunday night game. Let me grab. Thank you, RJ. Let me grab Chris. Chris, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys? No, honestly, I just want to kind of make kind of a statement. I mean, I think the Jaguars defense actually played kind of good compared to what we let a lot of guys go. The big thing that stands out to me about the defense is Miles Jackson. I mean, missing tackles, man. That one right out the middle when he just missed it, and then Sherbert, like, I thought he missed the tackle, and then you look at the replay, and Miles Jackson, I mean, he over pursues too many times. He's decent. But the defense played really good. Besides, like, that's the one play on defense that stands out to me. And we're going to get back to that defense we want to be. Like, Miles Jack has to stop over pursuing. Just make this sure tackles, man. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Thanks for the call, Chris. I'm going to respectfully disagree with Chris on this because Miles Jack is now playing a position that if you want an aggressive presence on that defense, he can now be that. Right, it's not as critical of a run fit to the cutback lane, all that kind of stuff is what it was before. It's like occasionally I actually don't mind seeing Miles miss a tackle if it's at or behind the line of scrimmage, if he attacked it. Because Miles will then the next time he'll make that tackle 2 yards deep instead of him having to sit back like he had to do at Mike and kind of wait for it to come for him, react. Miles, you just react, dog. You just go. You are an elite level athlete that there's very few of, even in the NFL. Like, let this guy go. And if you get a missed tackle out of him, you get it. You're going to get a lot more good out of that freestyle than what you got out of him as Mike. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Let me get some of the texts here. 536 Hayden by far had the worst performance of the day. Miles Jack had one missed tackle, then balled the rest of the game. I agree. 207, Joe and Miles were playing well together, getting to the ball. They put Jacoby in and tried to run the zone read. That didn't go well. And Miles made a big play. I'll never understand that. You've got a guy who knows what he's doing. I don't understand why you bring Jacoby in that situation.
Like, you see, New Orleans did something similar.
Yeah, with Taysom. Yeah.
I'm like, who believes you're throwing it? Like, we know what you're going to do, and you're not running QB power.
Yeah.
So you're gonna try to run the stretch. We're just gonna outflank you.
Yeah. It's
like bring some kind of misdirect. Like pretend, right?
Right. No, exactly. Especially if you're bringing him in on third and short. He also said it was nice to see the Jags stand up on defense when they ran right at the middle when they went for it on fourth. Agreed. Let's see. 860. A big difference between today and Jags of the past. That probably won't get talked about much is when we got to fourth down stop early. We actually got some first downs and flipped the field. In the past, we would have gone 3 and out, and the Colts would have gotten a touchdown 3 plays later. Yep, very fair. The Jags had what 1, 3 and out, maybe 2,
maybe 2.
It
wasn't. Yeah,
I know at least 1.
It was some good drives.
Yeah.
The thing that the toughness on short yardage on the defense, that's something that
Shocking,
I have to give. Actually. I have to give. So for the critique that I show that they didn't show up, I have to give the interior D line props when it comes to that. They were very stout when it came to short yardage. I mean, this is not to be expected. This was not to be expected. And I could say, anybody who believed it is showing homerism, but that's not fair. Fine, your positivity won out, but the reason why we're speaking the way we're speaking is because it really does not make sense that it happened. But if you're a Jaguar fan, you're extremely ecstatic that it did happen.
343 as bad as the Jags have been. They've won 3 of their last 4 opening games. Okay. Nobody expected them to win this one.
Right.
Everybody expected them to win in 2018, and they did. I don't remember who the one before that was. Last year, they got throttled by the Chiefs. But nobody expected this. 400. So what's up, guys? I'm currently on week 4 of no soda, trying to join the Live Healthier movement. Does that include alcohol? Appreciate the motivation from the best show in 1010. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
I'm glad we're motivating you.
He made that up. That was what he wants to give up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I drink a ton of water, but man, every now and then I got just give me a Dr. Pepper, man.
Yes. 703. I'm glad we won, and I'm excited that we won. However, I think that we played up to our potential and brought our A game. I think the Colts brought their C- game.
That's fair.
And failed to convert good field position on 2 touchdowns and turn the ball over.
Hey, okay, that's fair. Cool. Like, and yeah, if Phillip Rivers is a potential Hall of Famer, could have played better, made some mistakes, but that's the craziest part of this, and that's the chicken or the egg argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we played up to our potential. Let's say the Jags played up to their potential, but is that what caused the Colts to play down?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did they catch the Colts by surprise? Is that's coaching? That's not being prepared. That's not being a good pro. I say at this moment in that game, Gardner looked like the better quarterback.
He looked like the one that more control, certainly.
I saw some of the interceptions that were thrown probably are characteristics of a gambler that Phillip Rivers is, but those were dumb interceptions and caused more harm than what Gardner did, who's the second-year player.
You know, the one thing, and we're not gonna talk about the college football week yet. We'll get to that tomorrow night. But I do want to make this comparison. I've seen this a lot in the little bit of football we've had a chance to watch, pro and college. Teams that are on script look good.
Yep.
Teams that are on that first 10-play script, 15-play script look good. And then all of a sudden it falls apart. We saw it in Tallahassee yesterday.
Yeah.
We saw it today with Indianapolis. Is that anything related to the lack of games, or is that just, am I making too much out of that? I also saw it in another, the Miami game.
Like when people talk about script, right? And as a guy who's written them and a guy who's played with them, like when you're scripting based upon what you're expecting the defense to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really an educated guess. So the script could not work, but it just happened to work.
You have to be able to adjust off of it.
Yeah, that's what my point is that you really like, and then when people say that, it's like you have really after you get, like you said, after you get 10, like
I've never gone full 15.
Yeah, I've never gone to full script. I've never gone to full script. Like really, I need to find out who's the circle the duck.
Yeah.
Once I figure out the weak point, we're really gonna just.
What's the formation that outflanks them? Like all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so when people say that, like I know when you say it that you really mean it, because I heard it I read it on Twitter and I'm like, do you even know? Oh, when they get off a script, they're not any good. Like, do you even know what that means?
Right.
So that's what I had to ask that person. Like, you explain to me like I'm 7.
Yeah.
What that even means to you?
But I think we saw it today. I think at that point now it becomes about adjustments.
Right. I think, but that's the key. Their defense is going off of a script and they get paid money. They adjust.
And I think the Jags did.
Yeah,
that's where I was going with it.
Yes.
Is I think in the past we've seen that script just continue, and it's like we're going to continue just to do the same thing over and over. Now the Jags still have not figured out how to stop a screen. We need to have a meeting about that as a community. But other than that, they adjusted pretty well.
Going back to offense, but here's where I think coaching matters, and we'll see where this goes and can this trend get. You got Gruden. And why can't I think of the QB coach's name? McAdoo. So we know what let's Gruden, because Gruden's been a head coach for a while. And most of us, if we're being honest, we don't really remember him as the OC. But we know, we've heard it. We know the McAdoo effect. So when you have a guy, even in the offseason without reps, who's able to talk and be able to process, because it's really about reading the levels, right? So can you read the deep ball, intermediate, short, especially when you're throwing your checkdowns and understanding where you're going based upon what the defense is trying to do to you. That's where I think is really, really elevated. And that's where the difference between a second-year player and a grizzled vet, especially a grizzled vet who left his comfort zone to go to to go to Indy, and I guarantee that process of him going there, didn't involve, hey, I'm about to listen to some offensive coordinator who ain't never really done nothing.
Right.
Basically, I'm the OC, so the arrogance
Good point.
brings you into that.
May have seen that a couple places today.
Right. So you see, definitely. You see that Gardner is helping with that progression, and that's the humility. So that could be something that helps these guys win. Because I'm going to be honest, even in my critiques, my critiques aren't on Doug Marrone. Now, my critiques on his win-loss total, but I don't believe Doug Marrone or any of these coaches or any of these players were going out there to tank. I believe the people who were putting them in the positions weren't putting them in the best positions to win. And these guys may end up winning in spite of, and that's the attitude that has to happen.
One last text from the Lifetime Enclosures text line, then I'll get back to it because we've got a ton of them. Gardner Minshew in this proclaimed 3 players to be excited about. Must have listened to JJ on Friday Night Sports Den. He said, I watched the game. I easily saw the 6 players Denny was trying to speak knowledge on. Thank you. I thought about JJ today, and I'm wondering what JJ is going to have to say tomorrow about Gardner. I am very curious on JJ's opinion on what he saw out of Gardner Minshew today, because he was not feeling the Gardner love on Friday night, which is fair. It's completely fair. We've got to take a break. When we come back, I want to get a little bit more into this offensive line situation. And you listed your concern. I have a pretty big one as well. That's a little bit different than yours. But I want to visit the offensive line, and then I also want to dig a little bit into receivers and what do you read into DD being a healthy scratch today? What does that mean long term? We'll do all that coming up next.
Get local wealth and finance advice from someone who's navigating the markets every day. Financial and tax planning, stock market trends, small business, and more. Navigating turbulent markets with Chris Rochelle. Saturday morning at 11 on 1010XL.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days. Trade in and trade up. Get the best deals with the start of fall. But it's only at Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bentley, Meadows. Bring in your old car, truck, or SUV and get the most for it when you buy or lease a new Jeep or Ram truck. Drive a new Grand Cherokee and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Imagine driving a brand new Grand Cherokee Overland from as little as $337 a month. Get 0% for 72 months. Make no payments for 90 days. Now is a great time to drive a new Ram truck. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP. Truck of the year. 0% truck of the year. No payments for 90 days. See our inventory at jaxcjdr.com. Make an appointment for a test drive. We can even bring the test drive to you. Fall is the time to trade in and trade up. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Leading the way. I-295 and Bentley Meadows.
Pickin' here. Did you know that Roof It Right is now offering virtual or contactless appointments? As Florida's preeminent roofer, Roof It Right takes pride in keeping our communities safe. If you're having issues with your roof, go to roofitRightFL.com and schedule your contactless appointment today. Our workers have always been proud to serve our community during difficult times, so we're here if you need us. Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night. RoofItRightFL.com. That's RoofItRightFL.com.
Football is back. And Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars are ready to win. Visit Jaguars.com and join us at the bank. Season tickets mean you'll be there in person for a Thursday night matchup with the Dolphins, a rivalry game against the Steelers, and crucial contests with our AFC South Division opponents. The Jaguars are taking every precaution to keep our fans safe and ensure we can be Duval together this fall. Limited capacity seats remain. Visit Jaguars.com or call 904-633-2000 and lock in your seats for the 2020 season.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
The Florida heat can dehydrate even in the best conditioned athletes. While thirst is not an accurate indicator of hydration status, your best bet for beating dehydration and heat stroke is to drink fluids regularly. 7 to 10 ounces of fluid every 10 to 15 minutes is recommended. Drinks containing carbohydrates and electrolytes are important to replace sodium you lose when you sweat. Staying hydrated will allow you to perform at your best. Go Jags.
I'm a lemon pepper guy.
I'm a lemon pepper guy.
I'm a lemon pepper gal.
You know who it is, and I'm a lemon pepper guy. Leon Searcy here for Wingstop. Come on, man. Football is back, and I'm hungry. These guys have the best wings in town. Use the app or order online and have it delivered. 6 locations open till midnight all season long, serving up lemon pepper and all your mouth-watering flavors. Wingstop.com.
can't stop. Wingstop.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. And Greg, when we're talking about the, say, hot temps into the cooler temperature months, you can have a dirt bike, you can have a side-by-side, you can keep the fun going all year long.
Absolutely. It's a great time to get out and ride side-by-sides. Coming into this fall weather, there's a lot of parks around here, ATV parks for people to get out and ride. Great time to spend time with your family.
And you soup up all these rigs where they can have the Bluetooth and everything else.
We've got radios, lift kits, big wheels, big tires, you name it.
Cycles of Jacksonville. Check them out. Atlantic and Regency.
Fenwick Home Services takes the stress out of fall cooling and heating problems by taking $50 off any system repair. 1 year guarantee included. Fenwick has more techs, more trucks, and more parts in stock to do the job right the first time. They also protect your well-being with face masks, gloves, and the latest CDC guidelines. Pick up the phone now and call 660-0556 or visit FenwickHomeservices.com.
Let's get back to business together. Ameris Bank is committed to providing tools you need to do business today. Is your point of sale system social distancing friendly? Are you able to take online and curbside orders with ease? Right now, we're waiving software fees and virtual terminal fees for 90 days on our Clover Flex contactless payment system. Let your customers pay you efficiently without being too close for comfort. Check out our special offer details at amerisbank.com/back-to-business. Ameris Bank is member FDIC.
September is National Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. The urologists at McKeever Clinic urge you to discuss with your doctor about screenings for prostate cancer starting around age 40. Establishing a routine screening schedule is the best way to detect prostate cancer in its earliest stages, giving you the greatest chance of successful treatment. McKeever is home to the region's leading prostate cancer center. Schedule your screening by calling 355-6583 or visit McKeeverClinic.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. 1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Text line is gassed up on the Sports Den tonight, brought to you by ABC Found Wine and Spirits. Get to those in just a little bit. I like how the text line on the Sunday night becomes the new phone line. It's kind of fun. Enjoy the interaction. 641-1010 to hit us up on the Lifestyle Enclosures text line. Let us know your thoughts from today. I know there's a lot of excitement, much different narrative than what I thought we were going to have coming in here. And frankly, it's a lot more fun this way.
Yes.
Whole lot more fun. Let me grab a phone call real quick, and then I want to get into the O-line. Adam, what you got going on, man?
All right, man. So hear me out here. I'm a diehard Titans fan. I've been for 21 years. Of course, we play tomorrow night, but I watched that game today. Holy cow. Where did that come from? The efficiency from the stash, man. This dude has got a cannon, and he's precise. He looks controlled. Phillip Rivers looked old. He's still doing the same things he did with the Chargers. He's still pushing the ball down the field, when he shouldn't. And y'all got a linebacker, that Tasmanian Devil linebacker, that's just all over the field. I mean, the Jaguars were not supposed to be scary. In Tennessee, we're not being told that the Jaguars are scary, but holy cow, man, that's a football team, man. And the fact that you did it without Njoku and you did it without Fournette, I mean, it's just a bunch of dudes that are playing for each other, and you could see it. And it's a hell of a win, man. It was impressive coming from a Titans fan. It was really impressive.
Agree. I appreciate the call, Adam. There is something about that, and sometimes it sounds corny, but it's true, isn't it? There's something about having a group of guys with a chip on their shoulder and some talent. You got to have some talent.
Yeah.
Now it can only get you so far.
Yes. That's why I'm excited about this game. Can this translate and continue to go? Like, that's where, we've yet to see. And all we could, I already said what I said. This is a 5-win team. Mm-hmm. I'm not coming off of that right now. But what I will say is I'm going to enjoy if I'm wrong. So right now, I'm happy with this. And I saw I've said this numerous times. The reason why I can cover a team that I'm not necessarily a fan of or whatever, I don't really have an NFL team. They're my team because we cover it and my son likes them. I like watching good, sound, competent football. And that's what I even with the mistakes that Indy made, it was a good football game.
It was a good game.
It was back and forth.
Played quickly.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, it wasn't one of those where like, man, God, this game is so long.
Yep.
For you to tell me it was only 45 plays of offense, like I'm like, wow, really? Like it just felt like you could have told me 65, 70 plays, and I'd been like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, that's what it looked like.
I agree completely. It was really well played. Now, here's my you said your concern. Here's my biggest concern is we watched this, and hopefully we can catch lightning in a bottle twice. Meaning, if you think back to 2017 in the defense, what happened was there was no injuries. Like I think Telvin missed maybe a game or two
with a concussion, I think,
and that was literally it. Maybe should have looked a little further into that concussion for Telvin. By the way,
yeah.
May have done a little more damage than we thought. I'm concerned about the depth with the number of rookies on the roster. Like you get concerned about depth with every team. Your starters are always going to be better than your backups. But on a team full of guys who have not played a 16-game schedule at this level, it's a little more of a concern than I think most would have. And I'm watching that today thinking, like, that was a fun game to watch.
Right.
What happens all of a sudden if you lose somebody on the O-line, and now all of a sudden they gave up 4 sacks today, but they ran the ball okay, and they looked a lot better than last year. What if you lose a receiver? What if you lose Miles? What if you like, we don't have any idea who the cats are behind these guys.
Right. And I don't want to get too far into that because it's like you just said, it's a reason they're your starter. Like, what if you lose anybody who's key in particular? But
usually have a veteran is my point to back.
Right,
up.
right.
We're rookies backing up rookies here.
Which, yeah, I can see that. But I think it's when you brought up the 16-game season. Like if everybody or a majority, 1/3, or even maybe even more than that of the team is experienced in their first 16-game season, like there's very few people that can walk you through the fatigue of when you hit week 10. Most of these guys have played 12-game seasons max. If you got a bowl game, 13. But even then. Like, what are you doing after that? Like, because you've got a lot of, like, it's not the same.
I thought about it with James Robinson, with the running back.
Like, now.
As exciting as he is.
A lot of that jump. See, and you remember how I critiqued Leonard for this? In the beginning of the season, in the beginning of that 17 season, it was point a guy out, run him over. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, you can't play a full season and be begging for contact. It's cool to get that hurdle and that jump and the spin moves and all those other things. But, man, when you start getting those carries and they start wearing on your legs, like, you got to, it becomes harder. And that's really where I want to see how else they really incorporate Thompson, because it didn't look – when he was in, he didn't look –
That's the exciting thing, though, is I think they complement each other really well. I think you can almost run the same stuff. Obviously, the Robinson kid is probably a little better. He wouldn't be starting over Thompson. But – they're both shifty. They're both quick. They're both explosive. It's not like Leonard, hey, run as fast as you can into somebody. They're both trying to avoid contact. Like I think there's – I mean, the bigger question is what I want to start with, which is the offensive line, is what do we really have there? Gardner did a good job of getting rid of the ball quickly on most passes today. That's kind of the way the game is going. The game is going to pre-snap read, pure progression. Here's 1, 2, 3. Pre-snap tells you kind of, okay, I'm going here with the ball. The issue is if you eventually want to push the ball down the field, if you need to push the ball down the field, if you get a solid running game, they have to squeeze somebody in the box, and you have to play action. Like, that's the only thing offensively. And I said this before this game, I was fine with the quarterback and the tight ends and the receivers. We still need to know that answer. Today, they held up. Today, they were fine. give up 4 sacks, but your quarterback goes 19 for 20, you probably could go back and look at that sack. And I would tell Gardner this.
Probably,
and I will.
Probably took them.
Right. And I will tell him, you don't want to go 19 for 20 every game. That tells me you're being a little too safe.
Right.
Like at some point, we got to take a shot.
I tell some people that interception, that not that he threw, but I'm saying that take a shot at the end zone interception that they catch and the receiver tackles them on the 5. I get it. You don't want it, and we're taught that turnovers breed momentum, but that's a punt.
Yep.
You just got
that third down.
You flip field position.
Yep.
Actually, I remember one time when I was at Eaglesview, we were playing some team, and they were simple-minded cats, but we just told the quarterback, "Hey, just throw it.
Yeah,
throw it to the safety. He's going to get the interception.
You can throw it further than we can punt it.
He's gonna catch it. He doesn't know any better.
Yep.
Like and the kid literally didn't hide it. He threw a punt.
Yep.
He threw it right in the air, and the kid caught it. We tackled him, and I was like, "Hey, that's better field position than we were going to get with a punt."
Yeah, you're going to take those shots. The O-line's just got to hold up for when those become necessary. If everybody plays you the way that Indy played you today, nickel them to death. Go 19 for 20.
And it sounds bad. And when we talk tomorrow about college, there'll be the good, bad things that I want to see better. Same thing with the Jags. Saying 4 sacks and then saying the offensive line played well sounds like an oxymoron.
Right.
And you're right. But based upon what I believed in, and at no time were like one of the sacks, it did kind of stall the drive. I believe we ended up getting like 2nd and 18.
The Jawan Taylor one?
Yeah. But it didn't put us inside like our own 15-yard line.
Right.
It really took us off. It killed the momentum of us maybe possibly scoring, but it really didn't do anything to truly affect the game.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that.
Well, you can have a team that gives up 2 sacks, but they've got 6 holding calls to not give up another one, and it ends up being the same thing. That's what we've seen in the past here in Jacksonville. We didn't see that today.
Right. Those are the true drive killers.
Yep.
Like you just 30-yard strike, but a holding penalty.
Yep.
False start. It was some things that, again, I agree with you. It did feel more like a Coughlin, like what we were told a Coughlin team is supposed to feel like. So like that was fun to see.
Let me grab phone line real quick. Let me grab Carol. Carol, how you doing?
Hello, how you all doing?
Great.
Yeah, we have a great team this year. I have all day long on confidence that we will prevail this year. And I got to give all raps to Gardner Minshew. He's the best. And that new running back we have, Robinson, he was just, I just can't think of the words to say how great he was. And that other, our little young cornerback, Henderson, he was so great. And we need to stop complaining and thank God that we did win. I looked at sports all morning, and I know y'all heard of Michael Irvin and all those guys that be on, and nobody gave us a chance to win this game, but we're gonna be surprising this year. We may even go all the way. I wouldn't be surprised. Look at the great team we have. We need to, all these people complaining, we need to thank God that we're winning. And look, even Doug Marrone, he's doing a lot better. But just keep your eyes on Gardner Minshew. That's our franchise quarterback.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Carol.
I thought Miss Carol was going to say, keep your eyes on God.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, that's right. But then she was like, Gardner Minshew. I'm like, either way, it kind of fit.
Preach it.
Right. I was, listen, I know not to argue. I remember when she called in. She's 1,000% right, though. Like,
regardless of what she says.
Regardless, yeah. I just really want to know because, again, this is going to derail us a little bit of sports. That if you don't pay attention to our show, we do this. I just know in my stomach and in my soul, she makes a good sweet potato pie. She has yet to give us some sweet potato pie or some macaroni and cheese. We will have. You can talk all you want if you'll just bring us a Sunday dinner plate.
We'll make it a rule.
I'll make
She
it a
can
rule
talk
with
as
you.
long as
We'll
it takes
jump.
us to eat.
Yeah, we'll jump you to the front of all lines. You call and you say, you don't even have to say your name. You say, "This is me." Yes, ma'am. Put you on, man. No.
You know, but the point she makes about Gardner, we have spent the last, well, since football season ended last year, talking about Trevor Lawrence. And I will readily admit that I was very unsure until I started working with Gardner this past spring and summer. And I even told you, I'm like, I told you, I'm like, the one thing that I didn't factor in for Gardner is the leadership, is the way the team responds to him. Could we have something here?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I want you to call me out if I'm being biased because I have started working with him, but it feels like we've got a guy who's really smart, maybe has some deficiencies, but is smart enough to overcome those deficiencies, knows what they want to do with this offensive coordinator, and is insanely accurate with the football.
I think that's the biggest thing, is that he is the accuracy and the coordinator knowing what you have. So like here's going to be the messed up part. Say we exceed expectations. We would go 9-7.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say 10-6. That's just
Say 8-8 or 9-7. Sure, fair.
And you got to keep. Oh wow.
Zeke.
Yeah, that's what he does. You got to keep Gardner. Because you're way out of the. You can package picks, but at this point it makes more sense to go and find more talent to put around to build the team, and it's cheaper. I just like eventually your OC, and if that's happening and Jay gets us 3, like Jay's gonna get it. They're gonna eventually forget that he was fighting his tight ends over his secretary, and they're gonna give him another chance to be a coach because of this miracle. But a new OC is gonna come in and may not have that gift of tailoring the offense to the talent that's present for them. So now it's gonna be especially when it comes time to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still have 2 more years, really 3. Because if they're smart, they'll slap them with the franchise and then figure out what they want to do. But you're going to be stuck. Do I pay Gardner, who we know, who the fan base loves, because if he's at that point, they love him, or do I go find the person who actually truly fits? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
No, I think. But here's the thing about Gardner. I think he is smart enough that. I mean, we saw it a little bit last year. Now, in hindsight, looking at a 6-6 record for a rookie with that team last year, and the dysfunction of everything, front office, all the way down to players, actually not bad. Like, really not bad. So in his first game last year, he had some insane stat line against Kansas City. It was like 23-28 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a commonality here. Like, I think now that you have spread out the offense a little bit, you've got a little bit more change of pace back than Fournette. You've got multiple options for him. I think as long as you keep it there, he's good. I don't think he is a good DJ Chark and DJ Chark only type of quarterback. He's not Randy Moss, Tom Brady. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's Tom Brady later in his career with all the lacrosse players and all that.
Fair.
Like he needs to have 4, 5, 6 targets. And I think as long as you do that, I think you could have something. The one good thing, and we said all the time, the worst case scenario for this season is that you win 6 games, Gardner plays okay, and now you're going into the offseason unsure of what to do.
Right.
Like, that's the worst case scenario.
It would be so great if at any given time you have, not any given time, but at the same time, you have a competent on the field play, competent coaching, and a competent front office that looks like they're deliberate, and everybody understands what's happening. And I think that's
a crap ton of draft picks.
Right. So that's where so if we're in a situation where they're just good enough, it's gonna be a risk no matter what.
Yep.
Do you get rid of Gardner? Because you're not. The best case is that it would be Doug Flutie with the Chargers and the Bills. Because remember, Doug Flutie wasn't brought in to start.
I'm going to give you another best case.
know what I'm saying? Because, like, you got the starter that you've drafted that you want to move forward with, but then you got this guy who just who makes you move.
Yep. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And when the starter goes out there and he doesn't play, he plays like he's like a first or second year player. They're booing and everybody wants the fan favor. So, like, you can't keep him around.
Well, you have to on a rookie deal. I mean, well, I guess you could trade him, but I mean, I hope we don't even get to that.
I mean,
Can I give you a comparable that I thought of today watching him play?
Yeah.
And listen, don't blow me up on this. I'm not calling him this guy. I'm just telling you that when I watch him, I see similarities to Drew Brees.
I can see that.
With the accuracy, how quickly he gets rid of the ball.
Does he really have all? Because Drew Brees,
Drew's got a hose.
People said Drew Brees ain't got an arm. I can attest. Drew Brees has an arm.
I don't think he doesn't have that, but like he's got a better escapability than Drew has.
Okay.
So I think there's trade-offs, but when you look at the way they process a defense, how quickly they get rid of the ball and the accuracy.
Right.
Today, notwithstanding with Drew Brees, he wasn't very good today. That's what kind of popped into my head watching Gardner today. When we come back, I want to get to the front office. Are we going to do 8 o'clock?
Do we need to? Yeah, sure. I mean,
let's do 8 o'clock. Yeah, let's do 8 o'clock. And then I want to get to the front office. And, we've got text line people saying, hey, admit that y'all were wrong on Dave Caldwell, that kind of stuff. Let's get to that after 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock coming up next.
Hey, it's Allie McDeal of the Best Bet Poker Show. Tune in Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on 1010XL and 92.5 FM, or watch live on Twitch. We chat about everything trending in the world of poker, give tips, and discuss poker strategy. Check us out this Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Sometimes you don't realize how much something's bothering you until it's gone, and you breathe a big sigh of relief. That's exactly how you're going to feel after the team at 1-800-GOT-JUNK works their magic at your house. They just make you feel happier in your home. Cleaner, stronger, more relaxed, like you just stepped out of a nice hot shower. Make your home a happy home by calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make the junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Seriously, imagine how much better you'll feel when all that junk is gone. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. They make junk disappear.
All offers with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days. Kick off your fall with huge savings on the cars, trucks, and SUVs you love to drive. From Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. Get up to 25% off on any Charger or Challenger. Drive a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee from just $337 a month. See our inventory at #1CJD.com. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard. Right across from the Regency Square Mall.
Criminalia is an exciting new podcast that explores the intersection of history and true crime. Criminal activities linger in the margins of history, and Lady Poisoners offer up some of the most compelling tales. But were they perpetrators or sympathetic characters? We're going to find out.
The nickname Black Widow would eventually be bestowed upon Tilly, but not just yet.
Listen to Criminalia wherever you get your podcasts.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Start off this football season with $50 off a set of Yokohama tires. Mike Dempsey here for Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet has 12 locations all over Northeast Florida and literally wholesale prices to the public and full automotive repair. It's your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. But right now, for $50 off a set of Yokohama tires, go to TireOutlet.com/offers.
Wholesale prices, premium service, Tire Outlet. All year long, you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference because we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey, Hicken here. I had Zero Res out to my house already, and now the kids are back to school, probably ready again. It's the perfect time to try. They're offering the hottest price of the year. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $99. Just for the month of September, so get on their schedule today. Call Zero Res 287-5727 and ask for the 3 rooms for $99 deal at Zero Res. That's 287-5727. Call Zero Res and call them today.
Zero Res.
Like working outdoors and want better pay and benefits? Superior Fence and Rail is seeking full-time fence installers with pay ranging from $16 to $25 an hour and more with commercial experience. Superior Fence and Rail will train you to work with their professional team and provide you with all the tools you need to be a top-notch installer. Get off the fence. Call Superior Fence and Rail today and start your career.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Home of the Jaguars, WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach, WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Come out and celebrate the 2020 Jacksonville Championship Pro-Am here with us at Hidden Hills Golf Club on Monday, September 21st. Register your 3-person team today at hiddenhillsgc.com and rub elbows with the pros.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to ask your agent about your homeowner's coverage. It's time to make the change to Southern Oak Insurance.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
8 o'clock is a normal thing here on the Sports Den for those of you listening for the first time. Do it every single night. Every single night is brought to you by Loose Air Quality. If you're sitting at home right now and you feel like your air quality may not be the best, maybe you've got some mold issues, you probably need to get that checked out. You don't need to sit around and mold. It's terrible for you. Like really bad for your health. It's not going to just go away. Get them out there, have them do an air quality test for you so that you can find out what's going on in your home. They also work with businesses. They work with property managers. They work with just about anybody. They've done hospitals. They've done all kinds of massive projects at Loose Air Quality. Get to Loose Air Quality, LUCE, airquality.com, or give them a call at 904-803-1014. That's Loose Air Quality. Before we get to 8 o'clock, I don't want to make Patrick hold for 12 more minutes. So let me grab this phone call real quick. Patrick, what's going on?
Hey, guys. What's up?
Just doing some radio, man. What you got?
I have a question. It's about the coaches. So if you were to move forward with the team right now and you took over, would you keep Marone or would you move on from him?
I mean, I don't have to make that decision now. I can wait till the end of the season, right? I mean, he's auditioning. If the team plays as disciplined as they played today and as clean as they played today, and you end the season even, 7-9, 8-8 with your current roster of all young guys and they play together all year, I don't know how you get rid of him. You got to be careful when you get rid of a coach. You better have a better option already in your hand. Like, you better know you can go get Lincoln Riley, Ryan Day, or a proven coach.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you could get into this mess of always trying to find the next guy. So I don't think he has to go 10-6. I don't think he has to go 9-7. I think the bar's fairly low because we know there's a perceived lack of talent here. And if they play together like they did today, they keep it clean, I think 7-9, 8-8, you got a hard time getting rid of him. Thanks for the call, Patrick. You got 8 o'clock? besides FSU?
Not
We'll
about.
get. I know that'll be tomorrow night.
Not about this game.
That's fine.
I mean, I mean, it's really more of a petty thing, if I must say so myself.
All right. I mean, Petty Sunday. Why not?
I'm not. Again, I'm not. Before people try to get on me, I'm not a fan, particularly of any NFL team per se. It helps when the Jags win.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Patriots though.
Okay.
And one Cameron Newton. I don't really know what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it. I just watched to see if he was going to win. So I saw that, and then I saw Carolina. If I believe so, they lost to Las Vegas, correct?
Yes.
And then Tampa lost to New Orleans, right?
Correct.
So I just, all praise for that. I guess that's my only thing that I got right now. I really don't care, but
I'm interested in the Cam
funny.
Newton thing, man, because I am a mechanics nerd, and Cam Newton did something very hard to do, and he changed basically all of his mechanics at his age after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see him today. I saw that they were running the tar out of him at the goal line, which concerns me. Cam's not young anymore. But I am very interested to see how he holds up, because the Cam Newton that finished at Carolina was awful.
Right.
I mean, really bad. I like Cam as a player. I hope these mechanics have straightened things out. Now, the other thing is they played the Dolphins, who scored 11 points.
I mean, but the Dolphins are supposed to be improved, but Fitzpatrick isn't it. I know they're really ready. The fans are probably ready for Tua.
Were they supposed to be improved?
I don't know. I mean, I thought Brian Flores was a good coach, one of the up and coming.
I'm pulling up a stat line for this game. I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, Cam was efficient, 15 of 19. So it's 15 of 19 for 155 yards. But see, here's the thing, James. He ran the ball 15 times, bro. He ran the ball he had as many runs as he did completions.
Yeah, that's too much. 15 is too much.
I mean, 15 for 75 is a great stat line for a running back. But when you're as big as Cam, you're a big target, man. Like, they got to figure out a way. You start looking at their actual running backs. Sony Michel, 10 for 37. Rex Burkhead, 7 for 32. Like, that's their actual running backs.
Yeah, I need Sony to be more involved.
He should be more involved, right?
Yeah, that would be my critique for it. Like, you gotta come on.
Yeah, 15 of 19 is not bad though for Cam. That's better than what he had the last couple of years. He was like 45%.
This was the first time. The one thing that whole year off did for him was allow him to get healthy.
Yeah, no doubt. Ryan Fitzpatrick, by the way, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks.
That's what Fitzpatrick.
Ooh, golly.
He had the one good year, the decent year in Tampa when Jameis was suspended, and everybody was like, well, he's got to be the guy or whatnot. And did the Tampa fans see? And this is the craziest thing about Tampa is Tampa tried, and they'll probably be better as they move along.
We talked about this Friday. We've seen this before.
But what I'm saying is, they made all these moves. It would not, and refused to make those moves when the last quarterback was there. But now we all see that their left tackle is a turnstile.
Is he the same guy?
Yes. You see that there's still no hope when it comes to that. So, like, it doesn't matter how great your quarterback is or how quick they get rid of it. It's some issues, man.
That's actually my hate o'clock. My hate o'clock is actually time, because I want Brady to play forever. I love watching Tom Brady play. Anybody that knows me knows that Drew Brees is my favorite player in the history of any sport. Man, it looks like Tom jumped on both their backs today. Watching that game.
Question. Speaking of Tom, different construct, because I know what I was taught. And I have this habit of, when I'm watching the game, I count. Like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. What? Because and then you'll hear people say he didn't have time. But when I get to 3, like, on average, if you can't get, like, with these mutants that you're going up against,
2.5 to answer your question.
Even quicker than mine.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm telling people, I was like, nah. That's when I'll tell people, nah, time was there. Because if I can count like that, and the ball is, you haven't got rid of the ball, you got too much time.
4 is forever. 4 seconds is forever at the NFL game. Really, the college game, even, 4 is forever. 2.5, that ball needs to be out. Like anything past 2.5 is asking a little much. But to prove my point, we're used to Drew Brees. And in fact, Drew Brees started the game today 10 for 11.
Wow.
He ended his total stats 18 for 30, bro. 18 for 30 for 160 yards, Drew Brees today. Tom Brady, 23 of 36 with 2 picks. Again, these are 2 guys that we have become used to them being 23 of 26. Like we're used to, they go to throw the ball, we know it's going to be completed. 23 of 36 and 18 of 30? Like that hurts me. I'm a massive Saints fan. I'm a bigger Drew Brees fan. I was a Saints fan long before Drew Brees got there. I was born in Louisiana. This hurts to go, oh gosh, it's time finally catching up with these guys. I think we may have saw it with Phillip Rivers today too. I think we saw a little bit of that as well. Like as you get older, those balls that you used to be able to whip in there, those become incompletions. They become batted down passes. They become interceptions.
Mm-hmm. It's that half a step, man. It's what I talked about, which I'm glad to see Lamar Jackson play well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, don't know
really
much
well.
about.
He
Just saw
really
the stat
well,
line,
yeah.
saw people say. But when you have to rely on your athleticism or even your talent, so like if it's just your arm talent, the throws that you used to make, that you used to be able to thread the needle for, you can't do that anymore. And once that happens, you actually, it's a humbling process.
I want to do a little exercise here. So 46 plus 30 plus 36. So between the 3 old guys, it's 112 attempts today. They completed 23, 18, and Phil completed 36. So they were 77 for 112. I don't know. Can you do the math on that for me?
77 for 112.
Yeah, completion percentage. And they had, between the 3 of them, these are perennial four touchdown interception guys. They had
so 68%.
68%.
Really 69 if we round it up.
They had 5 touchdowns between the 3 and 4 interceptions.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
The completion percentage is high.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, Brady and Breeze, I'm guessing career. I mean, Breeze has set the record like last couple of years. Career, they're probably 68, 69%. I don't know what Phillip is. But, I mean, it's lower than what it would like to be. But then you look at the 3 of them passing yardage wise. What did Rivers end up with? Yeah, Rivers had 363 today, bro. Did it feel like that?
Mm-mm. But every game it feels like he's a 300-400 guy.
Yeah. I just don't. I love watching elite level quarterback play. And yeah, we've got Mahomes and we've got Lamar Jackson. Kyler Murray is a dude, man. Kyler Murray made some plays today. He's going to be fun to watch. Baker Mayfield, cut him. He's done. He's Johnny Manziel 2.0. Like he's awful. We've got other guys. We've got Deshaun Watson, but there's just something about the way that Brady and Breeze played the game. It's just fun to watch to me. It's so efficient. I hate to see it possibly coming to an end. Let me grab one more phone call, and then we're going to take a break and come back and talk about the front office and the moves they've made, specifically with the recent cuts, how that worked out today. Let me get Steve on first. Steve, how you doing?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Hear me out. I'm not trying to be that fan that's going to come across that's been watching the Jags for a decade and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the next thing. We're going back to the good times. But where I'm going with what I'm about to say is this team felt like a college team, and I mean that in a good way. You watch guys on Saturday; they're putting all their heart in it. They're not getting paid money. They're putting everything they've got in the field. And today, it was almost like watching Alabama play or Ohio State play. Guys that are at an elite level, that are underdogs, that no one knows their names, They get on the field, they put everything out there, and we went in and we beat the Colts. And I think that this is going to become a train of fans that are going to jump on. They're going to say, wow, this is, have you heard of the Jags? Have you heard of this guy? No, I haven't heard of that guy. Robinson blows everyone away. I mean, I had friends from out of state texting me today saying, who's this Robinson kid? Like, yeah, I know, right? Nobody knows who he is. You look at the next couple of games that the AFC South has, who the Texans play, Titans play, Colts play, really, really, really hard games. Our games, I think, are winnable. I promise, I'm knock on wood right now, but we could be 3-0 in 3 weeks.
I hope so.
This team could seriously surprise a lot of people, and I think that these guys, having a bunch of rookies. I mean, Dan and Jeff, they talked about like a week ago saying, we got, I think it's 13 or 16 rookies on the team. That's a good thing, I think. It's guys that are fresh out of college that are actually loved.
There's more than that.
They care about the game.
Yeah, Steve, I understand what you're saying. I think that's kind of, what Steve's saying is kind of what we're saying. They're fun to watch. Right? You want to sum it up. It's a bunch of guys that you're going, who is that?
Right.
Making plays. Making big plays. C.J. Henderson, we all know who he is. Nobody expected him to have the game he had. Nobody expected Robinson to have the game he had. He was fun to watch.
What did you say, Wingard?
Yeah.
I'm ready to see what Fabio has. The locks were just flowing. I like it.
Let's take a break. I want to come back. I want to get to Dave Caldwell. Where do we stand on Dave Caldwell? Let's look ahead at the schedule as well the next couple of weeks. Let's project out a little bit. We'll do that coming up next.
Let's celebrate difference makers right here at home. Tell us about someone who makes the First Coast a better place to live and work. 1010XL and 121 Financial want to say thanks for a job well done. Go to 1010XL.com.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days.
The best deals are here with the start of fall at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Trade in and trade up. Get the most for your trade and drive home the car, truck, or SUV you really want. Get 0% financing. Make no payments for 90 days and shop from the best selection around. Save thousands on every new Jeep in stock. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Football is back. And Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars are ready to win. Visit Jaguars.com and join us at the bank. Season tickets mean you'll be there in person for a Thursday night matchup with the Dolphins, a rivalry game against the Steelers, and crucial contests with our AFC South Division opponents. The Jaguars are taking every precaution to keep our fans safe and ensure we can be Duval together this fall. Limited capacity seats remain. Visit Jaguars.com or call 904-633-2000 and lock in your seats for the 2020 season.
Payday is an important day for most of us, but then you get hurt on the job and you miss a paycheck. Then you miss another one. Then you learn there's a dispute over your workers' comp benefits. That's when you call me, Eddie Farah. I don't like it when someone gets hurt and the company they've been loyal to messes up an important event like Payday. It's your money. I hope you fight for it. Call me at 396-5555. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family. Jacksonville.
Welcome to Moe's! Pressed for time? Don't want to cook? Moe's has you covered. Order a Moe's take-home meal kit today. Feeds 4 to 6 people, and it comes with everything you need to have the perfect taco, nacho, or fajita night. You choose the 2 proteins you prefer, and Moe's will supply all the sides you need to build the perfect homemade meal. And yes, queso is included. Available to go, curbside, and delivery. Order online at Moe's.com or in the app today.
Over 300 children in Northeast Florida are currently undergoing cancer treatment. 84% of families whose child is tackling cancer will experience financial hardship. This is Tom Coughlin, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which is represented by the Gold Ribbon. Go gold this September with the Tom Coughlin J Fund to help our neighbors and community members tackling this devastating disease. Visit tcjfund.org/gogold for more information.
Hicken here. Did you know that Roof It Right is now offering virtual or contactless appointments? As Florida's preeminent roofer, Roof It Right takes pride in keeping our communities safe. If you're having issues with your roof, go to roofitRightFL.com and schedule your contactless appointment today. Our workers have always been proud to serve our community during difficult times, so we're here if you need us. Roof It Right so you can sleep at night. RoofItRightFL.com. That's RoofItRightFL.com.
As an investor, what do you get from a discount broker or mutual fund? Not much. But if you're seeking planning, financial architecture, direction, and personal interaction, we're a fee-based, independent, credentialed financial advisor. We are Capital Dimensions Wealth Management, a Jacksonville-based firm that performs in-depth analysis and on-site interviews with companies globally before investing our clients' money. If we can help, call 730-3877 or drop by our office on University Boulevard. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA and SIPC.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Caldwell as the Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the fourth-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to rolling lot bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality counts at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville, and the neat thing that we've discovered through everything that's been going on, Greg, is that families can get out and have a good time on some of your rides.
You know, it's a great point, Joe. We have seen many families come in, taking advantage of the off-road products. You can get outside, get away from the crowds, and still spend time with your family.
We're talking dirt bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides.
All the above. Anything in dirt, we've got it.
Side-by-sides, check them out right now. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. 1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
The Lifetime Enclosures text line is loaded up, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. First, let's talk Dave Caldwell. Early on in the game today, the thing that I think everybody was looking at was the Leonard Fournette situation. What did they see? They told us they weren't tanking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You let go of the guy, and by the way, this SoFi Stadium in LA is unreal. But you let go of the guy that made up a large portion of your offense, a 1,600-yard guy last year, and you tell us you're not tanking for an undrafted rookie. We spent the better part of a week and a half talking about, nope, that's the very definition of tanking. I'm going to have to give him a check on this one. I'm going to have to say, okay, I see what you were seeing in this Robinson cat.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to have to give him that. I'm not ready to apologize to Dave Caldwell. Let's start off that right now. Like, Dave Caldwell is not owed an apology by anybody because Dave Caldwell has been here for a minute, and this team has sucked for more than a minute.
Why do people want a quick apology when we've been dealing with pain for a very long time? One of the most interesting things about this participation trophy culture, and it's ironic, is the people who always yell the most about this are the ones who are the ones telling us we should tell somebody thank you or apologize. Where do you get off? Where do I have to? Where do people think that they get off for wanting me to apologize for somebody doing their job?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like the only reason we have the critique of Dave Caldwell, and the only reason we're able to have that, and the only reason we don't trust is because of going into 9 of the 8 years, he's had one season where things were on the up and up.
He's drafted all the guys that he cut recently.
So you want me
it wasn't somebody else.
Yeah, you want me to apologize for him cleaning up his own mess.
Right.
Now, I can give props if, in turn, this becomes a playoff team and say, man, you know what? You had the guts to correct your own mistakes and put yourself all the way out there. But in terms of an apology, I just can't see after one game why that should even come out of somebody's mouth. We haven't won any. We haven't gotten playoff eligible yet. So I mean,
I don't care if they go to the playoffs. I'm not apologizing.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna take a sustained level of success for me to go, hey, keeping Dave Caldwell was a smart move because Shad Khan kept him when everybody in the city thought he should be fired.
If we all could have the job security that Dave Caldwell has, then nothing would be done. We would essentially be in a pandemic or a quarantine. So, I mean, again, let's not take away from what happened today. Congratulations. It was a great team win with some guys that we don't know about, but let's also not say that we were just that we should follow somebody blindly who doesn't even look like they have a MapQuest, Waze app, no direction. Like they're just a compass that they're just out here freestyling. And I think that's like, I think too many people are just like you should, we're so used to losing here that not enough people like want to hold people to a standard. It's just that you're not a fan if you're not out here and you just don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I've got a lot of things that I can do during the week. Like, I don't have, like, I mean, if I wasn't doing this, like, I don't have to watch this game. There's 32 teams. There's 14 games on over the course of a weekend that I can spend my time and I can watch college. But, like, actually, the biggest love or the biggest way that you can show that you care about something is to actually go out and say tell them how they make you feel.
Yeah.
And express your opinion.
If you're apathetic, they've lost you.
Even in sports, like the one when kids come to me, and I can't wait to the day I have this with my son. Because right now I just yell. I'm the guy who yells at him. I have to, like, when a coach stops yelling at you, that's when the coach no longer believes that you can do what you need to do, and they don't care.
It's a wrap. Yep. It's a wrap. Dom's right. He deserves a high five. And that's
I'll give him, go dope. Boom.
Yep.
Right there. Like, give him that. Hey, actually, no, COVID. Like, what are we doing? Kind of salute. Because of all the stuff. We can't give him a high five because I don't trust his hygiene.
I'll take the chance on the high five with him because I like the Leonard Fournette thing. The Robinson kid looks legit.
Right.
I'm going to give him props on that.
I just don't want
We
COVID.
said it at the time. we said it at the time. People made more of a bigger deal of Ronnie Harrison what they needed to be.
Right.
Right. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like you weren't going to feel the effect of not having Ronnie Harrison. Right. It was adding everything up.
Well, yeah,
that made you go,
it's just like
another one.
Man.
Right. And then Ronnie Harrison, spouted off. And then he spouted off again today. Did you see that?
Well, yeah, he's like, he had a point. I played 3 plays. It wasn't my fault. We stunk.
Yeah, nobody would have even said anything to you if he would have spouted off the first time.
Right. So the only reason why I'm still hesitant is because we did this with Shaq Harris. We weren't on radio.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaq Harris, I think it was Shaq, used to get all kinds of props for all the guys he drafted playing and getting the small school guys. And they're like, oh, every 70% of the guys drafted or blah, 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 they're on the roster and they're playing. That's because you cut all the good people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so let's just hold off and let's just, take it game by game.
I love this. Here's a text for you. Well, how about the media shut up and watch the play on the field before judging a team or someone? 2019 is not 2020, fellas. It's just something about these young dudes. They don't know about tanking. We're not talking about the young dudes. We're talking about Dave Caldwell. We don't have to watch a team to tell you that Dave Caldwell has stunk for the past 7 years.
Well, when people say that, then this is year 6 for us. RJ, how long have you been doing this?
At 1010?
Just whatever.
This is my second year.
Second year, okay. Before that, I will come in and give some analysis on Frangi's show about FSU and stuff. Like, it would be really boring for sports radio, like especially during the quarantine, if we just said, you know what?
Gotta wait.
Can't talk about the Jaguars until the game gets played. Just hold off. Why you draft? Well, let's talk about the draft. I don't know. I don't want to talk about them because the game hasn't been played. And if that's the sports radio you like, then I know you don't listen to the Sports Den very often, but we get paid to have an opinion, and you listen to us or other shows to have an opinion. And you create your opinion based upon past predicators of success. And over the last decade, you're right. They don't know anything about tanking. Every year is a new team. But if you average 5 wins, it'd be safe to say you're going to probably have 5 wins. Like if you've done it to me,
wrong.
5,
Something's
6,
wrong.
yeah.
What's the common denominator?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's obviously bad, but I'm just saying, like, I my confidence is based on that. It doesn't mean I can't go out and enjoy success. Like I'm happy that this stuff is happening, but I mean, it's like some people like pain. I don't. I don't go around looking to get slapped. Like if I keep walking in the door and they keep slapping me, at least I can acknowledge that if I walk through that door, I'm gonna get slapped.
Okay, 6. All right, got one more. There's so many. I hate to keep but 618. Did Gardner Minshew watch the media and all the tank for Trevor BS? I bet that fired that brother up.
I hope so.
Well, hold on. Gardner Minshew doesn't need to watch that. Like, I talked to you about this off air before. I think I even said it on air. Like, Gardner Minshew has a big enough task ahead of him. You don't become a pro athlete by thinking that you're not able to do something. You don't become a pro athlete by going, oh, gosh, I hope they don't replace me. No, you become a pro athlete because you got enough cockiness in you that says, I'm the best there is around.
It's the most ironic statement that people always make. I just like him because he's humble. Like, that's the first, like, you like because what you think humbleness is, or you like that meekness, that part. But like humble, it's impossible to be an elite athlete and be humble. It's impossible to really be elite at anything and be humble. You have to believe that there's nobody else in this world better than you, and you're about to go out there and prove it and impose your will. Just because you don't talk about it and boast doesn't mean you're humble.
Right.
Like you're going against the odds.
Yep. I promise he's not worried about Trevor Lawrence. I promise you that. We will get, guys. I promise you, we'll also get to a ton of Jeff Sims and Florida State talk tomorrow.
That's not what this show is, guys.
Tomorrow
night we will go into it.
We will get all kinds of energy.
And if you want my opinion before cooler heads prevail, I put out an article on Fifth Quarter, and it literally lays out what I saw in the game and my expectations and my thoughts. The standard is a standard. If you just can't wait until tomorrow, go give me that click the link, reshare it, and tell your other friends to critique and do all the other jazz.
445. I like this. See, I really like this. 445 on the Lifetime of Closure text line. It says Robinson looking like our small school Walter Payton. Minshew looking like our version of Brady before his prime. Chark looking like our young before his prime Jerry Rice. Like, I love that.
I'm cool with that.
I love that we actually can read that and not just break out laughing. That's dope. That's amazing. It makes for, even if we're all wrong on it, it makes for a lot of fun watching football. Love it. Absolutely love it. I hope we have that same energy the entire year. I said 4 wins. I hope I'm wrong by week 6. Like, I want to be so wrong on that. I promise you, all of you will get onto us because that's what you do. And you'll say, we knew this and y'all got this microphone in front of you. You don't know what you're talking about. I hope you do get the chance to say that. I hope I'm dead wrong. 206, I'd still fire Caldwell.
Hey.
All right. Let's see. How did Fournette do today? Not very good. Not very good. Let's see. I'm going through some of these. Somebody's asking me if I know a good trainer for their kid. Defensive end. DM me on that. I'm not going to give somebody free plugs on the radio right now. Let's see. More time. I'm trying to get to these texts. Let's get more weapons for Minshew. We need a big tight end for him, and let's trade DD and a 4th rounder for Zach Ertz tomorrow. Roll with that for the season, and then the draft next year, try and draft Jamar Chase. Like, see, I think the one thing that's not needed right now is more weapons. I mean, you can never have too many.
Right.
But That's the one area right now.
You find me an elite tight end. I'm sorry, Tyler Eifert's that. But I think I'm cool with that. But really, I'm turning things around, and I'm looking for another elite line, a really good linebacker, or some good D tackles,
pass rusher. Yeah,
or if you can get a pass rusher, and you can take Clayvon Chase on, and you move him back to outside linebacker, then maybe you got better that way.
Don't go trade for anybody. Just get Kyle Pitts. Because he's going to be, and I know y'all don't want the Gator thing, but that cat's legit. I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot. That cat's legit. He's
Pitts
an NFL prototype.
Or the guy from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take either one of those. Those are good, two good tight ends. And then see what's available in free agency because you have a ton of cap. So, I mean, if it works out, you can really make a couple tweaks and have the jab. But that was even with the guy before the guys you cut. But you can actually make a couple of tweaks, and then this roster could be competitive if they're able to get them.
I agree.
They're able to progress this team.
Especially if you don't get a quarterback.
That's what you're going to have to do. You got to progress these guys. You've got to take these rookies, and you've got to get them to play above what their skill level is and above what their experience level is.
755, we need a cornerback opposite Henderson. Don't disagree with that. Then he goes on to say, it's just one game. That's the problem with the city. We've already won the ship. Man, listen. It's been miserable here.
If you want to be miserable,
somebody else say, "Oh, need to slow your roll." They've won one game.
If you want to be miserable, be miserable. Well, I think we've said this numerous times. It's literally just one game. We're just happy. We're happy with a win.
3-3, Denny. If you had a choice between Minshew right now or Trevor Lawrence right now, who would you take? Still think Gardner's ceiling is way lower than Trevor's. Trevor's ceiling is insanely high. I don't know the answer to that right now. Like, one's proven they can do it at the NFL levels thus far. The other hasn't, but the other's probably the best prospect to come out since Andrew Luck. I don't know. I don't ask me that I will reserve that for the end of the year. My right now answer is much different than what it was 5 months ago. Another calm down Jacksonville. Was I the only one shocked to see Chris Claybrooks be the guy that brought in when we had an injury at corner, not Scott or Bart? Yeah, that's a good point. Getting through some of these a lot of people saying calm down.
A lot of people I don't think they're really fully listening.
304 felt really strange to have a lead and protect it.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yep.
I felt that.
Yep. Trying to get through all of these. Why was Westbrook out? I mean, look at the other receivers we have.
I thought it was going to be cut at this point.
I did too. 305, best post-game analysis I've ever heard. That boy.
Whoa, now wait a minute.
It's just one game.
It's just one game. It's a long season. Make sure you just listen to us. You're going to be like, these guys are hacks.
And I'm sorry if I didn't get to your text. There's another. Let's go ahead and take our final break. Let's do that, and that'll leave me with a minute or two to try to get through some of these because there is a couple of them that are pretty good. Let's take our final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the post-game edition of the Sports Den when we get back.
Stay close to the Seminoles with the Florida State Seminole Report.
I'm E.T., and I'll be delivering the weekly news and notes you need to know.
Florida State Seminoles. Brought to you by Performance Painting. Quality coatings applied with pride on 1010XL.
Sometimes you don't realize how much something's bothering you until it's gone, and you breathe a big sigh of relief. That's exactly how you're going to feel after the team at 1-800-GOT-JUNK works their magic at your house. They just make you feel happier in your home. Cleaner, stronger, more relaxed, like you just stepped out of a nice hot shower. Make your home a happy home by calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make the junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Seriously, imagine how much better you'll feel when all that junk is gone. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. They make junk disappear.
Criminalia is an exciting new podcast that explores the intersection of history and true crime. Criminal activities linger in the margins of history, and Lady Poisoners offer up some of the most compelling tales. But were they perpetrators or sympathetic characters? We're going to find out.
The nickname Black Widow would eventually be bestowed upon Tilly, but not just yet.
Listen to Criminalia wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Fenwick Home Services Fall Tune-Up event is on. Beat the crowds and call now to get your 21-point full system tune-up now for just $59. Plus, lock in your comprehensive full system spring AC tune-up for just $29. Fenwick pros always wear gloves and a face mask, disinfect tools and surfaces, and follow CDC guidelines. So don't wait. Call 660-0556 or visit FenwickHomeservices.com.
Wholesale prices, premium service, tire outlet. No matter what you drive, we're here to keep your ride alive. We carry all major brands, full automotive repair. We're the very best that you can get. Wholesale prices, premium service, tire outlet.
This is Andrew Gibson for the River City Hardball Podcast. New episodes each week on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, spotlighting local baseball in Jacksonville. Brought to you by 925 Partners Insurance. Proven protection, trusted partners.
Call Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. We want to win your business with honest and upfront transmission service. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. That's a promise from me. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Fall is a great time to take a break and tee it up at the beautiful Hidden Hills Golf Club. If you haven't played Hidden Hills lately, we invite you to see what you've been missing. Book your tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
I tell you the difference between me and them. They trying to get their ones and trying to get them hands.
1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Wrapping up a pleasant edition of the Sports Den with some more of you guys' thoughts from the Lifetime Enclosures text lines. Got a text from Hawaii. Nice. With game thoughts. It says, rookies acted like they've been there before. None were overwhelmed. Miles Jack behavior during that personal foul is a microcosm of the entire 53. For the first time in a long time, everyone cares more about team success than anything else. Let's talk about how those refs didn't call one holding or false start on our O-line. That has to be the first time since Baselli was on the roster. Yeah, the only thing is there was that hands to the face call that was
right.
That hurt. That hurt. But yeah, I mean, certainly can't complain too much about that. Looking through some of these other ones. Dwayne Smoot was as big, if not more of a disappointment today than Taven Bryan. I agree with that. Dwayne Smoot had 2 critical penalties, silly penalties on him. And it is, he's been in the league long enough. It is time for him to start being more consistent, I should say. Play calling was the most refreshing thing to see. That's from the 4-0-0. Completely agree with that as well. Seemed like there was a plan. Like the whole time, setting things up, playing with what the defense was giving you, trying to stay balanced. Things that we'll talk about tomorrow at different levels. Things that didn't happen yesterday. Any pointers for drafting? No, we're not going to do a Dynasty League thing. You don't want that. I'm trying to see. Love everything y'all have had to say the last 20 minutes. I'm hoping I was wrong too. It's just great to see ball and the team played hard. Win or lose, just lay it out there. It was fun to see Miles Jack all over the field. Agree. Completely agree. What about Minshew's post-game speech? I didn't see it. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll be back tomorrow night. What time? 8?
8.
Yeah. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. All of the FSU and Jeff Sims talk that you want, and I know y'all have been blowing us up about it. I promise you'll have it tomorrow night here on the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Until then, you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you tomorrow.